Well, I kind of want to start with that. Exciting times around here. Congratulating Coach Izzo on another NCAA tournament. So impressive, 26 straight. That is phenomenal. Also want to congratulate Robin and women's basketball. I mean, first season here and going to the tournament. Best of luck and congratulations to really hockey and gymnastics this weekend. Big time stuff going on around here, and so yeah, we are trying to mix in a little bit of football and excited to get started tomorrow. Go tomorrow, 5 straight weeks. Feels like it a long time coming to get to working with these guys on the field. I know they're excited. We had a team meeting just finished up, that going over a couple of things, and it all begins tomorrow. And then we'll see what it looks like, man. We got some work to do. I'm excited to dive in it with these guys. These guys are excited to get on the field and compete, but also improve, hopefully, from practice 1 to practice 15. But I'd love to take some questions.
I guess, what's the field right now, given it's been, what, a couple months now, and you guys have gone through your strength and conditioning program. Just, how much has changed? You guys feel more comfortable with you and your staff and a new strength and conditioning coach and kind of all of that?
Yep, I do think that they did a great job in the weight room, starting early in January. Solid months of work, getting into shape, bigger, stronger, and faster, prepping their bodies for the wear and tear of what spring ball looks like. Communication, just knowing each other better and better over the last couple of months. I think it's in a good place there. And this is kind of next in the progression to start working on the football side.
Jonathan, so much to learn in the next 5 weeks, but what do you absolutely know about your players now? What you've learned? You feel confident?
I feel confident that football means a lot to these guys. They've been in the offices. They want to get to knowing these schemes and working really hard at it. So I know that about this group, that football means a lot. So now getting to be able to practice with them and go, they're anxious to show that athletically, but they have shown to me a deep desire for football.
Well, you dropped that word excitement 2 or 3 times. I just wanted to touch on personally your excitement level. You've been with the team and you've recruited, you've been on the job, but tomorrow is your first day on the field with your team. What's that like for you as a new coach?
Yeah, I'm eager to just kind of learn what it's like out there. Again, this is why you sign up. This is why I chose to coach, is to truly coach and get on the field with them and watching them interact and compete and learn and grow. And so I'm looking forward to that part. Know that I'm going to learn from practice 1 to practice 15, just like we're asking them to improve 1 to 15. But yeah, been here, it's gone fast, 3 months or whatnot, but this is the next progression for me personally now, to be able to get on the field with them.
Wondering about the reset in the quarterback room and bringing in Aiden, bringing in the other guys, and just how critical these early practices are for those guys in just establishing themselves on the field and as leaders.
Yeah, it's really important for obviously every position group, but you mentioned that one in particular. It's important to get adjusted. So much communication, just even for the simple call to play in the huddle, read the signal. That part's vitally important early on, so we can function at a high level. Those guys have been working hard now. They've been in the meeting, getting around Coach Lindgren, trying to learn as much as they can on this offense and stuff. So I'm anxious to see them go tomorrow.
Can you tell us about Aiden as a player and a person, and how key it is for you in your first year to have a quarterback who knows you and knows the system?
Yeah, well, starting with the type of person he is, a great person. I think he's a guy that guys like to be around, enjoy kind of his temperament. And again, football means a ton, but he doesn't take it too seriously. I think he's fitting in really well. And really that whole room itself, the QB room, again, I go back to the work ethic. They've been working at it. Aiden does got some advantage. He knows some of the terminology already, and so excited for him for being a first-year player last year to taking another step in year 2, and then the leadership will come through because of his understanding and comfort level of the scheme, but also his experience. And he understands it's not just about him; it's about the guys around him and the other QBs in the room.
Kind of speaking with about Aiden doing so, but other positions, knowing the scheme, knowing what you guys are doing, do you see him kind of helping the guys along, this is that, and then other position groups too, because you got a whole new offensive staff minus Courtney, and then
Yeah. You know, with the offensive side, we got the offensive staff, 4 or 5 guys know the scheme inside and out because they've been working together. We do got 3 players on offense that know this scheme. You know, we got tied in with Melanie and Tanner at the old line. But I have been impressed with the guys that have been here a year or two. Again, I go back to how much they love football because they've been trying to dive into it. Think about we got some experience at the linebacker position, you know, with Cal and that group, the inside linebackers being in Rossi's office nonstop and diving into it. And I could go on and on. But yeah, I think it's a group that loves football and is anxious to continue to learn and dive into it tomorrow.
Jonathan, I'm wondering, how would you sort of describe your ideal sort of teaching progression, I guess, for this spring? Do you want to just throw it all on them and see what sticks, or do you sort of portion it out and say, let's just master this chunk in spring, and then we have August, obviously, to get the rest up to speed?
I think in this year one, the approach is going to be a little bit smaller at a time, not throw it all at them at once, because you are trying to evaluate and see what we've got. And so if you throw the whole thing at them, it's hard to evaluate each individual position if they're thinking the whole time. And so the approach, especially early in the first half of spring, will be smaller bits than maybe normal.
You mentioned about Joe. He's obviously a guy that you hadn't worked with previously. I'm wondering how that relationship developed, because he spoke very highly of it being connected so quickly between the two of you guys. And then also, when it comes to having a new coordinator that you haven't worked with, where's the level of autonomy that he gets with the defense, and how much do you really try and just figure out what's next with that?
I'm starting out with where it started with Joe is, you know, just reputation, calling around other guys that have worked with him, worked under him, just repeated same type of, you know, quality man, really smart, knows the scheme inside and out, knows the conference really well. And so those things have all played out true on my end. Our communication, I feel like, has been great. He's got some real autonomy on that side of the ball. You know, we've got some big picture items that, you know, need to fall under, but, you know, hired him to do a job. It's been great in regards to, you know, leadership. I think communication amongst that defensive staff, because there's some new pieces for him on that side. And I feel that he's really organized and ready to go tomorrow.
Jonathan, every job is different, but what can you apply from the turnaround Corvallis to your situation right here?
Yeah, you know, I think you're always learning from every experience. And, you know, previously, when you just started, first-time head coach, you'll learn a bunch in the first couple of years, definitely applying some of the things I've learned through that experience. Being new to a place, didn't recruit the locker room, been through that experience, and so we're applying some of that and trying to work to build some trust, learn some stories, because we didn't go through a 1 or 2 year recruiting process with these guys. And so we're trying to make gains that way, and I learned that from the first time doing it.
A lot of the players and coaches talked about fitting the personnel to the scheme and not the scheme to the personnel. How much is this spring practice kind of about figuring out what personnel you have and what their strengths are and such?
Yeah, that's a big part of it, and that goes back to a little bit trying to keep it a little simpler early on to be able to evaluate the skill and the talent you got, and then you want it to have the scheme to make sure it fits the talent we've got. I think really on both sides of the ball, learning on the defensive side too, we've got enough in the package to be able to then, you know, focus on the talent we've had, and we got to find that out this spring where our strengths are and what things we need to improve on.
And as particularly, how do you marry that, especially, I mean, given I guess maybe the deficiencies in the running game and maybe even the tight end play last year, and trying to improve that, since that's obviously a core part of your offense.
Yep.
What you've done in the past.
You know, we are going to try to establish the physical at the line of scrimmage. That goes into the run game, but also in the way we pass protect. It's really all 11 players playing physical. And so you mentioned the O-line tight end. Yeah, those guys want to make the thing physical, and I think we got some guys in the room want to do the same thing.
Time for a couple more. Brett?
I know position battles wear out through the spring and even the summer, but at quarterback, I mean, Aiden's the guy, right? I mean, it would be an upset if he's not your starting quarterback, right?
I describe it as an upset if he's not. Again, we're going to give opportunity to those guys to go out and compete and get reps and all of those things.
Is he ready to take on that role, do you think?
Well, we're going to find out here. Again, starting tomorrow, we're confident that, you know, I think about Aiden, and his progression, where he's headed. I feel confident he can be a really good player. I look at Tommy's experience and what he's done at another place for a long period of time. He's got some proven experience at doing it, and there's reasons why we recruited other kids to give them the opportunity to become the guy.
wrap it up with Steve.
Jonathan, I'm just wondering the sort of state of overall health of the roster. Is anybody that won't be there, anybody that we didn't see, sort of the end of last year, it's still, just what can you say, I guess, about the state?
Yeah, I'll kind of be general with it. There's definitely some guys that will have a limited fashion, still working their way back. I think overall, I feel pretty good in the state of injuries that we'll have the majority of those guys out there gone.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Okay, thanks guys.